So Victoria Alonso, the bearer of many a bad headline for Marvel and Disney recently, allegedly is seeking a huge payout from Disney and Marvel. And Disney and Marvel were like, no, we're definitely going to fight this. Apparently this is all a very strategic move, allegedly. Which makes some sense as to why Victoria Alonso's attorney came out with the initial statement and tried to curry favour with ideologues by suggesting this poor, downtrodden, outspoken gay Latina dared speak against Disney and was silenced. It was very odd. But I said at the time, in the initial report, I was like, this is strategic. This is absolutely strategic. Yeah, it turns out that is looking highly, highly likely. Apparently Kevin Feige is super annoyed at Victoria Alonso as well. So let's dive into this today, ladies and gents. Please do hit subscribe. Give the video a like and a share if you enjoy it. And yeah, turn those bell notifications on. All that good stuff. Maybe consider supporting the channel with memberships and Patreon. It's all linked down below. Actually, along with a second channel, which you can find the Hcast podcast highlights over on. So check that out. Anyway, let's check this out. So, it is said that Kevin Feige has been super annoyed with Victoria Alonso. Apparently for some time, along with Alan Bergman. Now, apparently she's seeking a huge payout from Disney and Marvel after being fired. Because, she was in breach of her own contract, basically. So for those that don't know, a week or so ago now, it was shocking. It was like on a Friday or something like that. Victoria Alonso, fired, let go, done, dusted. And this was huge because she'd been with the company for 17 years. She was the president of physical and post-production, VFX and animation at Marvel Studios. Really, really big time executive producer. She was even there before Disney bought Marvel. So, crazy. It shocked everyone. I don't think anyone expected it. She should have been gone a long time ago because the VFX are terrible. But hey, who cares? She's gone now. Now, there was obviously lots of reports following that, which explained why Disney chose to get rid of her, and it's because it was all to do with her involvement in Argentina in 1985. She was an executive producer on that, and she was advised, this is breaking your contract, you're not allowed to work for other companies, do promotion, etc. for other films. It's a non-compete contract, essentially. Pretty standard, actually quite fair. And in this realm anyway, I think this is perfectly fair and reasonable. And she was then advised, don't do it. She then did it. She broke her contract. She went directly against what she was advised not to do. She even walked the Oscars for Argentina in 1985. And that was instead of walking the press line for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So she literally went directly against Marvel, showed up as a supporter of a different film against Marvel. Real big no-no. And then she was dismissed 8 days after that. So that's where all the reports initially sort of dropped it. And then her lawyers came out and threatened a lawsuit against Disney and Marvel, where she's basically being labelled as the hero of the LGBTQ community, where her firing is explained by Alonso standing up to Disney for her LGBTQ politics and rights, apparently. I mean, it's nonsense. It's got nothing to do with that. But again, strategy. So according to Puck News, which is an entertainment news site made up of former editors and writers who were basically in the Hollywood trades, and the Hollywood Reporter specifically, they chose to leave the mainstream Hollywood trades because they were unable to actually drop stuff like this. You know, there's obviously internal politics at these things, and they chose to leave so they could actually do actual journalism rather than being paid mouthpieces. So allegedly, what they're saying now is that Victoria Alonso is actually seeking a huge payout from Disney. So it's said that Disney fired Victoria Alonso without pay. So what Alonso is really after is money. Now, if you break your contract, you're not due to get anything. You've broken your contract. The contract terms are done. You know, they've had HR and legal involved. It's perfectly reasonable just to be like, no, see you, bye. But here we have this. So Beyond Glazer, which is her attorney, dropping a headline generation bomb on Friday that a gay Latina was silenced for speaking out against her company's handling of Florida's Don't Say Gay bill. This is a simple money fight, read the article on Puck News. Now, what is interesting, as the article points out, is that Disney could have simply ended the battle by paying Alonso the money, but as Disney chose not to do that, and instead terminated her without pay, that means Disney gave her the invitation to take the fight public, which is maybe strategic in some shape or form, I don't know really. Now that must mean that Disney's pretty confident that Victoria Alonso would look bad in a public battle if all the information came out. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I can see that. Now the article also says that Alonso never had much power at Disney, and that the problems she had include her belittling behaviour towards vendors, her relentless self-promotion, or the fact that the visual effects in Marvel's productions, her actual job, have been specifically and repeatedly called out as lacking by fans. Now, they were bad before Victoria Alonso got involved in them, by the way, but what did come out during her tenure as the president of VFX is that the VFX artists, they'd never spoken out before, but during her time as president, that's when VFX artists came out and was like, yeah, no, you're shit. They're terrible to work for. So Alan Bergman and Kevin Feige apparently super annoyed by Victoria Alonso. So there was a Jeff Snyder first reported how Alonso clashed with Feige. Now it's further said that she also clashed with Disney Entertainment co-chairman Alan Bergman, who is Feige's boss, basically, and her boss. It said that Disney and Marvel didn't find out about Argentina in 1985 until 2021, and also that Bergman and Feige both were super annoyed at yet another example of Alonso prioritising her personal endeavours over the company and the bad precedent it would set for other Disney executives. It kind of makes sense. I can see all of that. So adding everything up, it seems that Victoria Alonso didn't get permission from Disney to work on her own projects, and when Disney found out, Disney did end up giving her permission, albeit with a reworked contract where she wasn't supposed to promote the release of the film, and she did, even down the Oscar line. But again, the fact that she came out instantly and was like, I'm a gay Latina, she just thought she was untouchable. What a dickhead. So on Alonso's side, she's spinning things that her stance against Florida and coming out against former Disney CEO Bob Chapek is the reason for her getting fired. And you know what? That's probably justified as well, because it's cost Disney millions of dollars. So that would be a justifiable firing position as well, actually. Which she's threatening to sue Disney and Marvel over. And according to her lawyer, that she was terminated for when she refused to do something she believed was reprehensible. Now, we don't know what was reprehensible, but it's all tied to the fact that she's a strong gay Latina or some nonsense like that. This is an absolute shit show, but apparently it's all about money. She wants money from Marvel. Do you want to fill them pockets, line them money bags, take it all the way to the bank. This will be interesting, because if this does come out and things start, dropping in the public domain about all of this, it would seem that Disney and Marvel are very clear cut that she's going to look stupid. Which, look, this is just two sides eating themselves at this point, and both people are awful. So I'm here for it because it's funny. But let me know what you think down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.